So, what's up, everyone? I'm going to try this again. I just started off the intro when the webinar was not actually live. This is LP Jam number 15, I believe. We've been running it back to back to back for essentially 4 months now. We're coming up on month four. If you haven't been paying attention, the markets are starting to go crazy. So I feel like everyone is poised for a really exciting 3 to 6 months. Anon, make sure you take profits. If you're up $1 billion, please take profits. You will regret it if you don't. We've got some awesome panelists today. In our session today, we're going to do three main things. The first is we're going to take a look at a position that I just opened. I opened a position in BAN. We did a one-sided sold, so don't try and like copy trade or anything, guys. We're not like pumping anyone's bags. I actually want the price to go down right now. We're going to then shift into a section where we spend a little bit of time talking about what we've experienced as panelists as our most profitable LPs, our most consistent LPs, and then also positions that we feel are the highest risk or have the highest chance of incurring an L. And then, as always, we're going to do a community section. We're going to open it up to the audience. Anyone who wants to talk or share some ideas is welcome to do so at that time. And without further ado, let's get into the panelist introductions. Bree, go ahead and start off, and then we'll go Yusuf and Mario, just the order you guys are on my screen.
All right. Go ahead, Free Bandito. You can just introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Free Bandito on X. And I love LP. I love market making. I tend to focus on more stable pairs, things like JLP, any type of liquid staked SOL. But recently I've been LPing Goat SOL. I just love the meme. And I don't know if you guys follow Terminal of Truths, but it's a crazy account to follow. It really trips me out. So I'm kind of bullish on its price action. So I haven't been hedging too much. I got in on a recent dip on an LP, and I'll probably keep repositioning it as it goes up.
All right, perfect. I'll just introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Yusuf. I'm 19 years old. And I've been an LP Army moderator for the material community for many months now. I've also been with Hayden or with Ordinary Bob. That's his name today. Having these funny LP jams for many weeks now.
Hi guys, my name is Mario. I'm Meteor LP Army instructor and moderator, and I've been DLMing meme coins daily for I think 6 months now. So that's my main focus.
You're muted, Hayden.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for the introduction. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the Q&A section, or you're welcome to put them in chat. We'll do a Q&A session at the end. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you the LPI I've set up for a ban. And then we're just going to have an open discussion with all the panelists. If you're in chat and you have something you want to add, drop it in chat. Or if you feel really strongly about it, you can raise your hand and we'll let you speak and share your opinion there. So let me show you guys what I have set up so far. I set up a one-sided position on ban, going down. Let's take a look at the chart. So here's the chart. This coin absolutely ripped yesterday. It went all the way up to 70 million. And this is what my call was. So a lot of the times what I'll see is coins, they'll do this first movement where they range trade for a period of time. And then they get another sell-off, and then they get a pump. So this is what I'm expecting to happen with price. Something like this. Excuse my shitty drawing, but this is what I'm expecting to happen. I set my bottom up right around here. So this is our range. And I just want to capture fees in and out of this range, expecting price to move upwards. So here you can see, I'll put the accurate pricing down here for our range. 526 is my bottom. So as you can see, I've got like a pretty wide range. I wanted to give myself a lot of room for price to move downwards. I didn't have the perfect pool. I did a 125 5%. I would have liked a 2%, but they didn't have that pool available and I didn't want to pay to create it. But this is my position. What do you guys think? Was this a good idea? Was this a bad idea? How would you have done it differently? And yeah, let's just have a open conversation.
All right, I guess I'll provide my thoughts on it to begin with. So honestly, I think it's a pretty solid position. Like you said, it went to 70 million. Right now it's at 16 million. I think it's fair to assume that it will definitely not dump more than 30%, and that's your bottom range, right? So yeah, I do agree on your analysis. I think that it will. Yeah, I'm not sure about like its price action within the next coming minutes, but I will assume that it will maybe dip, say 10% more, and then it will retrace a lot because it seems like it has dumped a lot over the past day.
Yeah.
But-
I'm not sure. These have been going like pretty strong, but they usually always have a 80 to 90% price correction. So
Correct.
what I've been doing with these, I fade them on day one and wait until that big correction happens. So for example, that top, I wouldn't touch it there. And then after this big correction, I would get into a 2% pool and I set up my range to cover full range one-sided sol. So I can capture a 48% dip from the big dip. And that usually covers the perfect range. So I think you're in the ballpark of the correct range, but I'm not sure how well the 5% pool will perform.
Yeah.
I've been using these for like 2 weeks now exclusively, and these positions have been the most profitable for me so far.
Yeah, I think you're right. I would have liked, in hindsight, I probably should have opened the pool with the amount of capital that we were using. I only did like 10 souls, so it's not a huge amount. But I think we actually have done a test in the past. I know Yusuf is like a big promoter of the lower fee percentages, and we did a 2% and a 5%, and the 2% definitely outperformed. Mario, with the chart looking at as it is right now, when would you have entered this position? And kind of like what's your signal for entry and what's your signal for exit?
I would enter after that big crash.
Right here?
Yeah, right there, and I would cover a 48% dip from there. And I use 2/3 bid ask and 1/3 spot.
Mm.
And worst case scenario is if the token dips around 60% from my entry and it had some action in the range, I'm at zero. So it's really hard to go into negative with that kind of setup.
Yeah.
But you do miss out if the coin pumps and recovers. But as I said, lately they have all been having a major correction. So
Yeah.
this range is pretty good, but maybe I would have put some bid ask instead of going full spot so you can flip it, because that's
Yeah.
been pretty consistently giving me profits as well. Because if you flip the bid ask, you only needed to go up like 20% before you're in profit.
That's actually a really good point. I often I do the kind of the bid ask or the hybrid bid ask spot, but I was kind of just feeling lazy with this one, and I didn't want to have to like pay attention to the chart and time the bottom and then flip it when I'm down into my range. But as Mario said, like having that extra capital at the bottom end of your range can really help either offset IL if your trade goes badly, or give you some extra gains if price pumps up and out of your range. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, so another point with having more liquidity in the lower range, you get more fees in the token on the token side.
Mm.
So if it dumps 50%, you're getting 50% more tokens for the same amount of SOL.
Mm.
And if the price recovers before you want to exit, those tokens, those fees will be worth 50% more.
Mm.
So essentially, you're increasing your fee by 1.5x.
Very good point. Yeah. Chat, I think Mario's hit the nail on the head with this one. So what I've just done is like a really standard simple position using spot all the way across. But let's say we had done more of a bid ask. You can see you get this big chunk of change that's being allocated to this bottom end range. And so not only are you going to get more coins bought at this lower price point, but also kind of at these like bottom end ranges is where you see more price volatility, because these bottom end ranges normally occur when people make big sells. And then at the same time, after like a big sell off occurs, you get a lot of kind of like frenzied buying because people are expecting this to be a really, really cheap price. So you can actually increase your overall fee generation by having more capital allocated down here, because that's when you kind of get that kind of like frenzied up and down movement.
Yeah, good indicator is when the liquidity, like those blocks, big blocks of liquidity where they end, that's when you can expect very good fees and high volatility
Yeah.
if the liquidity in the
Yeah.
pool is high, and then it goes to pretty much zero. So you're all of the liquidity there. So that's ideal best case scenario where I want to provide liquidity in.
What do
I-
you think about? I'm sorry to interrupt, but what do you think about modifying this and adding a bid ask towards the bottom end of our range? Because we have this huge dead zone down here where like there's no liquidity and we'd be the breadwinner, so to
Yeah.
speak.
I would like, if you want to keep it at 10 sol, I would withdraw 50%, both ban and sol, because you can put it back in bid ask, so you will get some money if it pumps. You will get more divergence loss positive from your ban, and then you're kind of safer if it goes further down.
I think I'm probably just going to add on because we have 8 soul left. I mean, we could use it in another position, but like I really like this position. The fee generation is 100% over 24 hour, which is really, really great. It's not like incredible, but it's not bad by any means. And so I think I just like
Okay.
pop another 5 soul in there.
Yeah, you can do 5 sol, and if you want to stay in ban, then set up a new position that's right below your end, so 5 or 6 or wherever that ends, and then cover like a few bins, maybe 10 bins, with the remaining sol. So in case it goes even further down your range, you're getting extremely good fees.
Hmm.
And if it recovers, that those positions can really be very good. But it is really key to nail the range and go for Fibonacci or whatever TA you use, because you really want to hit the nail on the coffin there,
Exactly.
to cover the exact range where it has a chance to come back up.
Yeah, and that's actually that leads to one of my points actually, because I'm quite confused as to why you chose to allocate your liquidity all the way down to 5.3. Like, I think that's too low, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I have been doing this really wide range primarily because of the emotional assurance it allows me. So like while I'm spreading my range really wide and we probably won't go to the bottom end of the range, it gives me the confidence of like holding a position when I see price dumping a lot, because I'm happy to forfeit a percent of fee generation that I could realize if my range was tighter, and instead getting this kind of like comfort position where I know like I'm like 99% sure that we're not going to go out of range here. And even if we just like drop into this range and we never break out, but we just like range trade for a while, because of the fee generation, we can probably close this in profit. And so like I've been doing really, really wide ranges recently just to make me more comfortable in holding these for longer periods of time. It's also because it's like very, very difficult to predict true bottoms. Like you can make guesses, but I would rather have more room on the bottom than less and lose out on fee generation if we go out of range.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fully agree with that, and I've actually changed my strategy about 2 weeks ago because times are changing, memes are changing. Like these go to high million market cap in a day, and we didn't have that in the past. But then they also have like massive corrections, so it's better to go for something relatively longer term, like 8 to 16 hours is what I do nowadays compared to 5 minutes that I did earlier, and just cover like 30% below worst case scenario, and then you're good. Like, and it's pretty consistent. It is a bit lower fee generation, but it's a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
Mm.
I As you guys know, if you've been watching, sometimes I like really, really aggro plays, and like they can be wonderful, but the risk, like if you think about it, like if you can consistently make 20% profits, like it's totally fine if you want to take aggro decisions, but if you can consistently make 20 to 30% profits on like a 24-hour time period, there's no reason not to be doing that. And there's very little reason, in my opinion, not to be allocating the majority of your capital to those kind of like bread and butter plays. And then if you want to, with like kind of like a moon bag or a smaller percent of your capital, go for really crazy plays, that's fine. But to me, like as I'm evolving as a trader, I'm seeing how much value exists in having lower risk, higher consistency plays and forfeiting a percentage of profit generation in exchange for that consistency.
Mm. Those are very good points. Like, yeah, I agree.
So Mario, walk me through again what you do as this secondary position as your kind of like fail safe in case price goes below our range. We
Yeah,
have
so right below your range, you set up a smaller position that so where your range ends, it's 5-3. What is it? So you
It's
use that
5-2x.
as your you use that as your top, and then cover like a 10% dump from there. Just so, yeah, you need one more zero. Yeah, so I would go like from 5-2 to 4-2, maybe cover something, yeah, or 4-4, and wait, yeah, that's it. So that's what I would do. So you have a tight position that will print insane fees in the token on the token side.
Mm.
So if it goes there, it will, like, the worst case scenario for me is when it goes down my bottom from bid ask and then ranges in 1-2% below that, and it has happened multiple times. So that's the reason why I do this.
I like it. I actually have one position right now that's gone below my range, and I was wishing I had been more conservative. Um, one one thing that I've been doing is I've been combining my DLM with my intentional trading, and so specifically what I mean by that is I'm focusing my DLMMs on coins that I want to enter either way. And so my worst case scenario is I end up buying a bunch of the coin that I already wanted to do, and I've added a bunch of fees in the process. So I had a position on WMM and it dumped like way out of my range. And like normally I'd like kind of like freak out because like now I have a bunch of this coin that in a lot of cases is going to be kind of worthless. But because I had this intention to pick up more of the coin as it was, I'm like, I'll just wait. And I think because of like the kind of overall market conditions, unless you're buying like a pure rug, you are most likely going to get a chance to exit and profit if you're patient enough. And so this is obviously like everyone needs to do their own research and make their own decisions. But I think in a lot of these cases, if you're choosing coins that are kind of like A tier or B tier, they're going to give you another chance to exit in profit if you're patient enough. And so rather than like exiting at a loss, you could consider rebalancing. And maybe that's a really good discussion to pick up is what we as LPers have decided to do, what we normally do when a position goes out of range. Do you rebalance or are you just like patience and you wait for that second exit?
Yeah, well, lately I've been trying to get out as fast as possible from those positions because, as I said, these have like super big corrections and they kind of scare me. But yeah, I do like to like set up a new position. If it's out of range for a while, I do set up a new position with a tighter range, but that ensures that I will be in profit when I exit it. So best case scenario is it ranges in that range and I get some super good fees. But yeah, I'm there's so many coins launching these days, and I'm really looking, if it didn't go how I planned it, I'm really looking to exit as fast as possible at zero or some minor profit.
So you're cutting your trade short in order to take advantage of the
Yeah,
newer
pretty much.
opportunities.
Yeah, if it dumps like 50-60% and it doesn't show any strength or the volume dips, I look for a way to get out of it.
I think that's a really good point. There are so many opportunities. Like every day, we're getting coins that are running to 5 or 10 million. That it's. I think you're probably right, Mario. It's better to allocate capital to newer, better opportunity than wait to see if you can re-exit or get back into the range that you'd already chosen to allocate into.
Yeah, I think so too. There's just a few good coins every day, so there's no point in staying in a dying coin when you can just jump into the next one and enjoy the fees from the volume. So
Nice. So we'll come back to this later and see how it's performing. Maybe we just go straight into the next segment and we talk about kind of like what our standard LPs are. I'd love to have like everyone who's a panelist take a moment and talk about like what's your kind of like bread and butter LPs? What have you found to do really, really well? And then what are the positions that you're trying to kind of like remove from your strategy, or what are the mistakes that you've made recently that you can improve upon and that other people's can learn from?
Okay, I think I can start here. So personally, we already went through the actually last LP Jam, right? Personally, I'm a very conservative guy, so the way I make money with LPs is essentially that I look, I use a few tools. I use the Looker Studio page that um that you shared the other day, Bob. If you could share your screen and go to the Looker Studio page, that'd be awesome.
This is actually like such like a sweet tool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good tool. Like that tool, along with Medlex, is definitely all you need to like find the best performing pools. Yes, yeah. So basically, what I do, right, or like what I do mostly is that I basically just go to this page here and to Medlex where I check the best performing pools are there, and I simply like look at the top 10 coins per fees, like the max 1 day fees. I just look at that row, that column there, yeah. And I simply choose like one coin, make a long-term position in it. And by long-term I mean like 8 hours, you know. Um and then I just hopefully wake up to a big retracement, because I usually do those conservative positions, right? Like where I expect the token to dip 40% or 50%. Can you guys hear the alarm?
No.
Okay, cool. Sure. Yeah, so and then I just wake up 8 hours after, or whatever amount of hours after. And hopefully the coin has dumped and I've generated some fees and made a good bag. I do also experience sometimes that the coin has just, ripped off and pumped like 200%. And in such a scenario, like I wouldn't have lost anything. So that's just a break even day, right?
Yeah, I think it's honestly great because like obviously you want to take advantage of when coins are pumping, but there's nothing wrong with missing an LP because price goes up. There's no loss there other than the opportunity cost of allocating your capital differently.
Exactly.
Um, what about you, Free? What are your kind of like standard trades?
I love ISC, International Stablecoin. It's just slow and to the right.
Yeah,
JLP is like, I think of JLP and ISC as like sure things up and to the right, except JLP is obviously more like it's collateralized with crypto, so it's more volatile. It'll go up faster, but it'll go down faster too, eventually. Not yet. We got another year or so. Um, and Jupe has been like, Jupe just dipped down to like 70 cents recently,
really.
and now
Yeah,
it's
dude.
back up to like $1 already. So I went in on a Jupe ISC, and I've just been taking some Jupe and ISC from fees. And I was just looking at it. I'm getting like 0.6% a day, uh, which what's, I don't know, what is that? It's like 170% APY.
Yeah, so because honestly, I kind of look at Jupe as a stable coin, and I know it's not like
Mhm.
by any extent, but like if you buy Jupe now, it's probably going to be worth more in the future. And so 0.6%, 365 days a year, without compounding, that's 219% yearly interest. And that's so freaking insane when you think about it like in absolute terms.
Yeah, and the way I've been thinking about opening a position in OR as well, because I feel like if I have a coin that like I want to hold, but I think it's gonna take a long time to go up, like Jupe, it's like I might as well fucking make some money during the trading. Like I think it could be a long road to $10 for Jupe. It could maybe hit $10 in like 4 years next cycle. So like if I can market make that whole time as well as having like a spot bag, that could be pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I have all my Jupe staked. I don't want to get it because the ASR rewards are also really sweet.
Same.
Honestly,
I have all my
maybe
Jupe staked. So anything I'm putting in a market making with now, it's gonna have to be extra money I'm putting in. I'm not unstaking my Jupe to do it.
yeah. What about you, Mario? I know you kind of already discussed your normal strategies, but I'd love to hear a bit more about what your kind of like normal LP days look like, and then also what are some mistakes you've made recently, or what are some things that you've learned and are looking to improve upon?
Yeah, so like the meme sphere has gotten a bit different than it was a few months ago. So I'm not focusing on the short term, like extremely short, 2, 3, 5 minutes positions. Um, I'm I was spending 10, 12 hours per day researching the coins, just maintaining the positions and that stuff. So lately it hasn't really been paying enough to cover that time expense. The profits were still crazy good, but the risk is also higher. So I personally like do maybe some small positions during the day, and then I set up some overnight positions that I run for 8 to 9 hours, and that's been ideal because my nighttime covers US nighttime and the 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and then Asian hours, and those hours have the most volume. So those have been pretty consistent for me, and my night positions make me like 20 to 30% profit. And as for the lessons that I've learned, I've used a small bag to experiment with a new strategy, and I tried doubling down and going big into these new coins, and it can be good, but you really can be consistent if you double down every time because these go way below where you think they will dump to. So just stick to the initial plan and run the position for as long as you can while it's in your range, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. So I've got my hours spent to like 2 per hour from 10 plus. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I have been leaning really heavily on wallet trackers because I still like doing like my favorite thing to LP, and it's probably because of freaking dopamine rush, is like new coins in the 1 to 5 million market cap range with really high volume. And so what I'll do is I'll look for buys from big whale wallets. And to me, that kind of like signifies relevance to a coin. And then a lot of times the way I perform best is by doing one-sided SOL. Like every once in a while you get lucky and you'll hit a banger and you'll do like a two-sided that'll rip up into like a new all-time high. And that's like when you're gonna get the most profit, but it's also like the least consistent. So for me, like finding newish coins, doing one-sided SOL positions and just catching retraces. That's been really consistent for me. And then I also kind of like what I call like the second tier movement, where you've had like a full run up and then you're at that kind of like that 50% to minus 80% range, or maybe even a little lower if you're going really conservative. And that's something where I'm like really comfortable holding for like 12 to 24 hours. I know
Yeah.
that one thing that I need to adapt or to adjust is like, so I've been like kind of like hyping or like I've been I've been like really bullish on the Murad hypothesis of like just like buy and hold forever. And like obviously like in some cases that's like a really good idea. But I've noticed that as I've started implementing that in my normal trading with my DLMMs, I had the other day I had an opportunity to close trade in profit, but I was like, oh no, this is gonna just like go up forever because Murad said meme coins are all going up. And I ended up kind of round tripping the position. And so I think what I want to do is I want to try and maybe this will just be like a short-term thing, but I want to try and be more consistent when something moves in and out of my range. If it's only even if it's only like a one time thing and I'm up like 5 or 10%, I want to lock in those profits and be more consistent about closing in profit versus trying to go for bigger gains and potentially taking an L or going break even because of it.
Yeah, that's also what I do, and I also experimented with two-sided positions on those well buy coins, and I think I did 11, and only one of those was profitable. So it's really hard it's pretty much impossible to be consistent when you top blast and when you buy the coins.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree, but those do have volume, so I think that list is great, and that's pretty much what I've been doing as well. But as I said, this the meme coins have changed and they run up so much higher, and then the risk of rug is also much higher because the coins are bundled, and those bundled coins are worth quite a bit more at 70-80 million market cap than they are at 1 to 2 million. If you remember, like just a month ago, coins were struggling to go over 2, 3 million. And
Yeah.
now we have a few every day going to like 10, 20, 30 million. So
Yeah,
it's really
it's quite insane.
crazy.
It's so nuts. I'm considering investing more time and trying to get into like pump fund research. I don't know if it's like aligned with like how I want to trade, but I think it's like not a bad idea just so that you can kind of like keep your finger on the pulse of like what's the big narratives and like what's really going on in the trenches.
Mm.
It's definitely fascinating to learn about.
Yeah. It's not a good strategy for your average person because in order to do it profitably, you have to combine really good trading technique with a high level of research, or you just have like an insider cabal, which is like kind of lame, just like people dumping on other people. But like if you are doing this full time and like you're spending 10 hours a day studying Hunt Fund, then I'm sure you're finding some trends and patterns that are profitable to take advantage of. But on the other hand, you can also kind of like what Mario was saying, you can just like see which coin went from like 0 to 10 million, set up a one-sided LP, catching like the bottom end of that range, and do that day after day after day, and spend 60 to 90 minutes versus 600 minutes. And so like it's really kind of like a no-brainer, unless you just really enjoy being in the trenches.
Yeah, I'll have to disappoint you there. I've tried that strategy as well with Pump Fun and exploring that with Bullex and all of the research and stuff. There's just so many coins launching all the time, and even when you find the runner, in a sense that this meme will run, it's good meme. There's like 20 coins, 20 same coins. Like it all depends on who's behind it, who can push it further. So it's better to not LP. You can be consistent when you if you want to chase pump funds straight from the launch. But if you wait and see which ones are running up, it can be a good idea to LP them. But as I said, consistency is key, and LPing something that's 6 to 8 hours old is much safer than something that's 10 minutes old.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
was
guess.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
Thank you. I guess there's also one very important point now that we're talking about like doing all this pump and research and all that, right? In order to find those early pump funds that will pump a lot. Like it actually requires a lot of research. It requires a lot of time to be able to and experience to be able to actually study a coin, study the wallets that are buying it, be able to come to a conclusion that this coin will pump 200% within the next hour. Like it's actually very hectic. I remember being deep in the trenches myself like a year ago, right? And trust me, like that was very hard, man. I was spending like many hours a day literally just looking at charts, looking at transactions every single second. Like that's very stressful. Like
Yeah.
LPing, in contrast to that, is just so much easier and better. Like, it's just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely on board. So I want to pull up a position that I'm doing personally, and I want to get you guys' opinion on how to manage it. So it's a one-sided position I'm doing on WMM. And Mario, I think I might get your kudos from this one because I did essentially I think I have like 10 soul in this total. I think I did 2 soul bid ask and then 8 soul excuse me, 2 soul spot, 8 soul bid ask. Let's take a look at the chart. And so
Yeah,
this
I've
one
actually run something similar for
really
BMM, and yeah, I've been doing it for 4 nights in a row. First
yeah,
night was 55%, second was 30 something, then 20%, then the last one I closed at zero because of that major dump.
yeah.
So it exited my range, and I still the fees like overcame the IL, and I think I was actually a few bucks in profit as well. So it's a really good going to the LMM. So that's a great position.
So I have noticed 3 main segments in recent coins. So this is what I call the hopium phase, where people are buying in expecting a breakout. And so like 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, this false breakout turns into a sell-off. Sometimes you will get a break up, but I think it's the rare occasion. And so you should trade expecting this to break down. So when I was looking back at my decision, because I set up my first position in this range catching fees, and it did really well, but I ended up closing at a slight loss because we had this big sell-off. I think what you see here is a high, a higher low, a higher high, and then we're essentially calling this a higher low, even though it's slightly above or below. But then this is when we see the lower high, lower low, lower high. And this is when I wish I would have closed my position because I would have done so with like a really decent profit. I ended up bag holding and I did my stop loss here and I recreated my position going down. But we have this phase here, which is again what I call like the hopium, call it whatever you want, but it's usually it's like a fake move up followed by a sell-off. And then we have this second phase down here, which is like calculation. This is when people who entered during this phase who aren't conviction holders are now exiting at a loss, and we see like a big sell-off. And I've also, one thing that's made me really confident, I've seen people flipping in like 4 or 5K buys, like new holders. Like actually, this isn't that's probably an MEV bot, but I've seen some like new holders buying like a big size. So I'm like pretty comfortable holding on here. But then usually see a bit of range, and then you see another move up if the coin is going to have a second move. So I've got my one-sided. We're about halfway through our range. Do you modify this at all, or do you let it go and wait for it to go further before you start rebalancing?
Yeah, I would like this one. I would rebalance at 229. I would withdraw and then set it up as two-sided bid-ask. So I would skip the fees from 229 to probably around 213. But then if it goes further down, I withdraw again and put the tokens back in bid-ask. So you're kind of minimizing your losses there. And if it goes up from here, you would be like 30-40% up on your tokens. So
Yeah.
that's what I usually do.
Yeah, to me, I think this is something I'm kind of tempted to capture a little of this and reallocate it to a higher end range. But given what price is doing, I think we have maybe a bit more downward movement. Even if
Yeah, no, I would keep it here because I think the most volume will stay there for a while. Even though
Yeah.
I think this one is quite risky play because the volume is pretty down compared to last few days.
Mm.
But yeah, I would let it run for a while, and then if it goes another 10, 15, 20% down, then I would flip the bid ask.
Yeah, I'm comfortable holding this. I actually think WMM is going to be like a big play in the long term because of how, I guess I'm bull posting right now, but I think it's okay. If you haven't like used their glyph thing where you can like make your own moves, I just think that's really cool. And I think there's a lot of people who are making their own WMM memes. So
Oh
use
yeah, I
that
agree.
information how
Like
you want.
compared to the others that launched like lately with high market caps, I think this one is probably the best out of them all.
Well, let's go, I guess. Yeah, I think we can just like open up the conversation to anyone in the audience. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about or anything else anyone has to add before we just do like an open segment? We got crickets. All right, I guess I guess we'll just let the audience discuss. And is there anyone in the audience who has something they want to add or some things they want to share? You guys are leaving me hanging. I'm gonna filibuster. I have some books here. I might just start reading from a book.
Okay, so someone asked actually on WMMM, did you open the two positions since it was above? I'm not sure what I'll have to read that again, I think.
Yes. So I had an initial position in this I'll pull up the chart again.
Oh, okay, yeah. The range you showed.
So my initial position was kind of defined by these two blue lines. And I saw this range and I wanted to capture fees during the period. And what I did poorly here is I should have exited when I saw this this lower high. If you, because I know a lot of people say TA doesn't work on meme coins, but I think it kind of does. And like here you see a higher low and it moves up, and then you see a lower high and it moves down. And so whether or not like this would have been a breakout, I still probably should have exited here and just locked in profits. And then you could consider doing a new position if it breaks up, or as I've done since, a new position with it breaking down.
Yeah. I think so. So in terms of that next wick, which is shown on like the green wick, like it's not that visible. Could you zoom a bit into the chart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that green wick, there's like a very long green wick, Yeah, that one. Like, if you were online and you saw that wick, I would definitely have exited because
Yeah.
that previous yeah, that previous top didn't break the previous all-time high. And you like generally you want the volume to increase at a resistance area, right? Like you
Yes.
want it to increase compared to the last resistance area you had, or the last top, I mean. Like in if the volume is bigger when the price is testing the previous resistance area or the previous top, then it's pretty certain that they will break out and ultimately pump even higher.
But if you see something moving towards resistance and volume is down, then a lot of the times that's followed by a breakdown of price.
Exactly,
So yeah, that's the mistake I made there. I
Um,
also I think one thing that I want to incorporate is doing fewer LPs, but using more capital, or not necessarily even using more capital, but just like only limiting myself to like 1 to 2 LPs at a time, so that I can give them more attention and make better decisions during the process. Um, it's so easy to have like 5 or 10 things going on at once, and regardless of who you are, unless you're a freaking like gigabrain, you're gonna make lower quality decisions the more trades or the more LPs you have open. And so consider doing 1 to 2 at a time, or maybe you even only one at a time, and try and make really, really high quality decisions. You can allocate more capital and you'll probably make more profit than if you're trying to do like 5 or 10 things at once.
yeah.
Agreed. Handful of plays, strong conviction. That's the move.
Yeah.
Okay, so just an interesting question actually, Hayden. Like, do you have any alpha on WMMM?
Bro, I'm bullish on it because of the meme generator. So
Okay.
like one is I think the AI meta. I think the AI meta is still undervalued. And again, this is just my opinion, y'all. Do your own research, not financial advice. But like, if you think about how meme coins become viral, it's because you have large groups of people, for the most part, who are essentially shit posting on Twitter. Like meme coins value is directly correlated to the amount of mind share that they have in the space. So people buy it
Absolutely.
because they saw a post about it, they looked into it and they're like, yo, this is cool. Yo, I think the price is going to go up. Yo, I like this meme or I like this style. I think other people will buy it. And I think the style with WMM is like inherently funny. But then what's really interesting is how easy it is to make high quality memes using their AI generator. And
Yeah.
so what I'd really like to see and what I think is really cool about some of the other AI projects is that you have these autonomous agents who are marketing themselves. And so like I'm so bullish on AI because like right now, like your regular meme coin is a bunch of independent actors who are promoting this project for their own profit. Whereas an AI agent can do like 10x or 100x the volume. Often the quality of their post is going to be better. And they're literally this like 24/7 machine that's automatically marketing itself. And so I think that's going to become pervasive in the whole economy, in my opinion. Like earlier today, I was looking into how I can use an AI agent to create its own e-commerce business. Like we're gonna have AIs that are creating their own businesses in the future. They've already done
Yeah.
it. Like there was a really viral Twitter post about a guy who set up an AI agent to create its own business. And it ended up like getting funded by random CT people. And it became, I don't know if it became profitable or anything, but like we're gonna see AI creating entire companies and entire initiatives on its own as more AI agents are let loose into like the Web3 and Web2 spaces, and they're given direct financial like funding and essentially payment access. And that's
Yeah.
going to be like a really, really interesting phenomenon.
Exactly. I think we got some interesting years ahead of us. I just have a question, like in terms of the market, guys, because I'm not sure if you guys, like you guys probably were watching the markets yesterday, but there was like a coin called Kira. It pumped literally from nowhere all the way to like 12 million. I'm not sure, like if anyone LP'd it.
I might have, but I don't really remember. Let me check.
Yeah, dude, because like that coin came out of nowhere, man, and I was seeing people like people in certain Discord groups like talking about it when it already pumped all the way to like 8 million, and that was like a 300% pump over a very short period of time.
The thing
Which
is,
make
like, go ahead, Yusuf. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm just gonna finish it with this sentence, which made me realize like there must be certain people out there like in CT and in crypto that pumps these memes like out of nowhere. Like there must be some rich people that are yeah that basically decide this.
Also, one thing is I think we need to shift our perspective and see a 10 million market cap coin is the 1 million market cap from 1 to 2 months ago. There's
Yeah.
people are literally going to start going crazy, especially like once like Sol breaks 200 and we really start this kind of like uptrend, people are just going to spew money at random things. And the reasoning is like half of their decisions are going to make them 5x's. And it's not going to be
Yeah.
exactly 5x, but the market is going to get so crazy that people are going to decrease the accuracy and like they're going to start making poor decisions. And we're going to have people who have these big bags. They're going to start getting emotional and they're going to start spewing money into things. And so I
Mm,
think like the 10 million coin of today is the 1 million coin of 1 to 2 months
I
ago.
agree. I agree. But just look at those numbers, man. Like this is just one
Yeah.
of the pools. This is like the main pool, right? Literally 30 million, bro. That's so much for a 5 million coin right now. Like, dude,
Yeah.
it was absolutely like I was watching the chart, right? Like right when it pumped. That was like yesterday, right? Um, like that was crazy. I wanted to get into it, right? But I
What
was
is
too busy to look into it. Like because if you want to make a position in such a viral and volatile coin, you really need to like at least just look into it and make
oh,
sure you don't put your money into a rug because you could essentially lose your money very quickly.
does anyone know if this is like actually legit? Is there a real
I have no idea. Like I didn't look at it. I just looked at the chart and I was like,
there's so many really interesting coins coming out. Like yeah, like I think my position in WMM is like in the red right now, but I'm not even upset by it just because like it's so interesting to me. Wow, this
mm.
is really cool. So it's a decentralized peer-to-peer AI network, and then Kira is the influencer or the AI chatbot. This
Oh,
is,
okay.
bro, I want to buy this so bad.
Dude,
No,
Yeah, me
yeah, I
too.
wanna
the
I wanna
tag
buy every
like
AI coin, but you just can't. That's why I'm sticking with Goat, man, because I think we all agree on like the really weird, crazy, huge potential stuff like this has. It is the whole thing's just a trip. You know,
Yeah,
the first AI millionaire and launching coins, and it's a trip. And if it's really as big as we think it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of shit thrown out the wall.
yeah.
You know, and we've seen it before with other metas, so I expect there to be a whole lot of down
Okay, yeah.
99%.
Yeah, I just have one point, like against your claim about that we've seen like a bunch of craziness with other metas. Like, don't you think that we've already seen enough craziness around AIs? Like we've literally seen, as you said, like a coin go all the way to a billion. It's literally just an AI tweeting things. Like, isn't that crazy enough?
it's not even an AI. That automated by tag, it's when you use automation software to automate your tweets. So there's no AI behind this. They probably use ChatGPT and
Nah,
make their posts that
I mean,
way.
goat. I mean, goat. Like truth of
Yeah,
terminal. I'm pretty
Goat
sure.
as well. Goat as well. There's no AI like that.
You don't.
That's
Dude, the
just
thing, the thing, the thing with artificial intelligence is like we're not going to be able to predict the shit that happens. Like no one knew Terminal of Truth was going to come out and saying all the wild and shit it's been saying. It's just like the compute power of these things is just they're going to see patterns and come up with solutions that our mind is just not capable of predicting. So I feel like it really is the Wild West because we don't know what these things are gonna do. We haven't
Yeah.
talked to each other, and then they're all about this goat shit with like butt stuff, bro. Like, come on, what is this?
I think there's a coin called Degen Fund, which is really interesting, and it's using its like predictive capabilities to look at trends and then buy new meme coins. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
It can
this
get
is
real meta real quick.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be weird. I also think that the AI meta has a lot of potential. Like, I think that retail is going to be really interested in AI because if you think about the people who are going to be aping into crypto later on to the cycle, it's people for the most part who are like already investing somewhat. And then like AI has a lot of real relevancy in like the TradFi market. Like if you look at what is the company Nvidia, like Nvidia is like one of the top performers over the last like 18 to 24 months, and so I think we're going to see some like convergence of retail investors who are finding themselves enticed into buying meme coins. I think that the AI sector will do well with retail when they come on board.
Yeah,
But
I
we
agree.
will see. We will see. It's going to be a really interesting 6 months.
Yeah, to be honest, dude, we will see definitely.
Yeah, that's a funny
Personally,
point I hadn't thought of. Sorry, go on.
yeah.
I mean, even
Personally, like, I
go
just
ahead.
think that we might like. I can probably imagine that AIs continue this run, like this crazy bull run. But I would not be surprised if we saw a huge like retracement on all of these AI coins. Like that wouldn't surprise me either. On a long term scale, maybe there is a point to what you said, Hayden. Like everyone knows about AIs, everyone is interested in it to an extent. So maybe like on a 1 year time frame, I could see GOAT. If we expect GOAT to lead all AI coins, I could expect it to be at like 5 billion or maybe even 10 billion. But for the short term, maybe like the next few weeks, month, perhaps, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a huge retracement
Mm.
on many AI coins.
I disagree. I think the market itself is going to move up in the next 1 to 2 months. And I think memes are going to follow the market.
Oh yeah,
I
that's a very good point. So yeah, I think like generally you're right. Like if Solana pumps, everything else is gonna pump. Um,
Just
yeah,
just with Goat though, I kind of feel like since there is like an explosion of kind of like copycat tokens and like AIs coming out, that like Goat might kind of trade sideways for a little before another big breakout. So that's why I'm LPing it.
yeah, that'd be good
yeah,
for you. The LP
Yeah.
going, getting some free fees.
Yep.
I actually sold some goat at like I think it was like a 2.5 million market cap when I sold
Really?
it because
Oh
I
my
thought it
gosh.
would go down. So yeah, fumbled like it was 4 soul worth. I think like that was worth over 1,000 soul at the peak. So, but
Mario,
I would have never held that.
did you know
Yeah.
that we LP'd
yeah,
Mudang in HawkFi at 5 million market cap? We had
literally. Bro.
and we had an automated up only rebalance position at 5 million MC, and it went to 10 million. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're so freaking lucky, dude. Let's lock in these profits.
Which coin was it?
Mudang,
Then yeah, we
we got it
LP'd
at
that
5
from
million.
like 5 to 20 million, and then the fees kind of slow down. Like the risk grows with the market cap even more exponentially. So I think that the best market cap to LP is 1 to 5 million on the
Mm.
coins that are keeping the uptrend. When it goes above that, the fees in token are in general the fees are much lower because of higher TVL. So I prefer to stick to something under 5 million unless it's going to run for like 10, 12 hours.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like we had a coin actually, which is which is an example against this theory, which I agree on, to be honest. But we had this coin called Genon, right? It was like a copycat of Goat. But that one, bro, that one was making like huge volumes, huge amount of volumes, although it was at like 100 million. Um, and I made a position on that, right? Like that was like 1 week ago, I believe. And that generated very good profits.
Yeah, I LP that as well. I think I took a small loss on that because it had that 80% dump that I didn't kind of anticipate. By
Yeah.
the way, do you have like any additional allocation for today's session? Grass is doing extremely well in 50 bin pool. If you go with like 3 to 5 bins, like
I mean,
really crazy.
we could vote from the multi-sig to add some. So I only have like 20 soul that I left in the LP Jam wallet, and we have like 2 soul left. I
Yeah,
mean, I
do it with 2 soul. Just give it a try. I'm actually doing it with 3 soul as well. It's pretty risky, but it's printing super hard.
How is it risky? Like or because
Well, it bumped to like 85 cents. Now it's down to 65, and it's hard to print that much to overcome that big of IL. But I
yeah.
think it's at a pretty good spot now, and it's been staying in the same 5 to 6 bins in the 50 bin pool for like 20 minutes now.
Yeah,
I
I
sent
need to
I
get
sent the
home
link
and
in the chat.
yeah, I see. I need to get home and claim my coins, bro, because like I like I got my wallet on grass on my
I'm not sure the claims work, by the way. That's why
oh, it doesn't
That's
work?
why they yeah, I'm not sure if they do. I know a few
Okay,
people tried to claim it and couldn't.
that's weird.
Which pool are you using, Mario?
I sent you the link, the 50 bin pool, show all, then 50 0.4, that one. Yeah, it's really insane. Like set up a position with maybe cover the current active bin and then maybe 5 to 6 below, and you'll see the magic happen.
You're only doing one-sided.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What fee percentage are you getting right now, Mario?
With 7 bins, it's 9.99.
Oh heck yeah, dude. I love that 9.99.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Like I wish I could LP it, man, but my laptop only has like
Oh
15%
my gosh.
battery, so it's gonna shut down if I go onto Meteora and do too much.
Yeah, so for everyone who's watching, we have a bunch of big changes coming to the LP Jam or the LP Army. I guess I don't want to speak about LP Army in general, but we've been doing a lot of discussion about how to improve the LP Jams and how to improve the overall meta. And so we'll probably have some announcements coming out in the next week or so. If you guys have any feedback, as always, I'll probably create another Google form real quick and share that. But always love hearing you guys' feedback. And if there's anything that we can do or incorporate into these sessions, to help you all get better at LPing, please let us know because that is our number one goal here. Um, I don't know if y'all know as panelists or just the audience, we started trying out raiding, and I've done 2 raids so far. I did one on this KOL named Mesoteric, and I actually got to DM him on TG, but I haven't convinced him to join a jam yet. And then I also tried raiding Taiki Mady or Mada, whatever his name is. He's like a big DeFi guy that's been around since he's been around since the last bull run and he has like a really big audience and he's like historically like super mid curve guy. He's like really conservative, really data oriented. I really want to get him on the LP Jam. So if anyone has a
Yeah.
connection to him, please reach out or please DM him and see if we can't get him to join one week.
Well, you keep raiding him and I'll follow your lead.
Yeah. I'm making a form right now, guys. So give me a sec.
No problem.
Chat, if you guys have any questions, drop them in Q&A and we'll answer some questions for you.
Yeah. Go, you're welcome to ask any question, whether that's technical question on Meteora, on a coin or anything else like. Thank you very much, Nick, for the feedback.
Yo, Chad, I put the Google form in chat. Would love to hear your feedback. No obligation to. It's just a way to help us learn and improve. Um, I feel like we need to get a guest for next week so we can get some more lively chat going on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start just
definitely.
reading to you guys from the book.
We 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 could also make a position actually with the I'm not sure like if Marius wants to make a position with on grass with the LP Jam
I
fonts
opened one.
on
I
the
opened
C.
one.
What?
I opened one.
Yeah, but we could open one with more liquidity and see how it works like with the SIG, with the multi-sig.
Do you want to try it? Mario, you want to try doing something with the multi-sig?
No, sure, I don't mind.
Yeah. Let's see if we can print some funds, some
Crossing
fees.
into new boundaries. Let me just show you all what's going on. Actually, grass, it pumped out of range, but we're just gonna let that ride for a little bit.
Okay.
So I have Yusuf and Mario. Can you guys look into how to use squads to open a position like that? Because I have literally no clue at all. Never done
I
that
have no
before.
clue either. I think like the thing is I can't use my laptop for much because or else it's gonna shut down. Like it only has like 10% left.
All right, it's up to me and you, Mario. We only need 2 approvals right now, so it should be okay.
Yeah. Like it might shut down within the next 20 minutes or something. So
Where's your charger, Yusuf?
what? Yeah,
Where's
bro,
your
like
charger?
I'm in the library. So
Uh,
yeah, I'm not at home, unfortunately.
so there's I think Degen AI is a coin we could do. I'll share my screen and we can get you guys an opinion. But this is like another coin that's done a big retrace, and I think it's like a good opportunity to do another bottom end one-sided soul. So here's what I would do. Something like this. Just do kind of the hybrid bid ask, capture fees in this range, and then exit if it pumps up and out.
Okay, so to be honest, I think Kira would be a better coin to LP.
Sure.
Yeah, just considering the fact that it got so much, as you said, mind share within crypto yesterday. Like I think everyone knows of or have heard of Kira.
Okay, I think I found how to do it.
All right, this is my kind of randomly drawn lines for a low end range. Yusuf, Mario free. What do you guys think? How should we adjust this range?
I think that's very reasonable. So to be honest, we could even lower the upper range. Like
You want to go
um
below? Below
yeah,
confidence?
yeah, generally yeah, because like I would probably put the upper range at the support area that we want to break. So that one, yeah, and I maybe yeah, maybe a bit above, just a tiny bit. No,
I,
not there.
I don't want to. I don't
Below,
want to
below,
go
below.
that low. I don't want to go that low.
Yeah, I want to personally, but it's okay. if you don't want to.
All right, tell me your line, Yusuf, and we'll do an average of everyone's
Okay, cool.
position.
So I'll probably go just a tiny bit below that. So 2.5 maybe, or 2.6. No, 2.6. I think 2.6 is fair.
You get 2.82584 because it's hard
Yeah,
to
that's
find a
fine.
line exactly.
Yeah.
Free and Mario, what do you think? So my vote is to start our position right here, at current price.
What's
But
the volume in 5 minutes
Yeah, I'm
more?
probably with you at current price.
It's low. It's 20,
What's the 1 hour?
300,
And then what's 6 hours? So it's
3.5.
been the volume is constantly declining. Like it
Yeah.
declined 50% in the last 6 hours, and it declined, what is it, like 20% in the last hour?
yeah,
Yeah, so 20 to 40, so it declined like 20%. I'm not sure. I think the range you have from 2.5 to 1.4, I think that one is maybe a better play because I
yeah.
think this will see a dump soon.
To be honest,
go with that.
the like for like to my experience, there are two cases for this coin, right? First, the first case is that someone, a rich guy, buys a lot and it pumps further, right? Like it tests the previous all-time high. That's the first case. In that case, like generally there's a low like chance of that happening, right? Like the chance of the other case happening is higher, definitely much higher than this case happening. So the other case is that it ultimately goes down further, right? Um so that's why I would rather go with the 258 because essentially you're also expecting price to dump that or go below that support area. Like the blue line that I've chosen, right? You are expecting price to go below that. So why not just start from there?
That's fair. So my only counter argument, and it might be an incorrect one, is that like I want to start generating feeds as soon as possible, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I do think that we are going to see this price level again, but you bring up a really good point, Yusuf, that if our hypothesis is that this support level is broken, it would be relevant to allocate more of our capital to where we're expecting price to go. So we'll go with your hypothesis 2.6 to 1.4. Mario, can you walk me through how to use squads to open a position?
No, I'm trying right now. You have to download, like, go to Squads X.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
Maybe it will work for you. I'm struggling to do it. On the left menu, like where it says dashboard below the LPGM treasury and the number, yeah, Squads X. So you need to download that add-on, and then you need to generate the invite code. I think you should do that probably off stream. And that's where I'm stuck. My ledger won't confirm.
So we could also do another thing that is, withdraw like 20 soul from the funds and do a position on a like if it doesn't work with the multi-sig, we could also do that.
I'm fine with it. So I've downloaded the extension, I generated code.
Ah, okay, so it worked for me. I just managed to confirm. I'll give it a try.
Perfect.
Are you doing it in LPGM Treasury?
Yes, the one with 18K. Should I do it in a different one?
No, because the LPGM fund isn't Squad X, it's just
Ah,
regular
okay.
squads.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hold on.
Have you guys seen DAOs.fund? I know as you just use it.
Yeah, you shared it the other day. Like to be honest, I didn't really look into it. Like, but I've seen it. I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't really looked into it. So
It's pump fund for DAOs. It's so anyone can launch a DAO and then you essentially put like a little bio and a description of what you're trying to do, and other people can choose to invest in your DAO and
yeah.
fund you. I really want to launch them, dude.
I mean, it sounds interesting to be honest.
I need to look into the legality of it because I don't want to get hit by the SEC for launching an unregistered security.
Maybe that's how we can start flipping houses, bro.
Bro,
Okay,
yes.
I've started
Yes.
a vote to add my Squads X like add-on. Can someone confirm that?
I got you. Bro, Solana is so slow for me right now. Is it slow for everyone?
Yeah, it is a little slow for me right now.
We needed to pump, beyond this resistance area that it's been resisting over the last few days, man. Like it
It will.
literally goes, it goes to 178 and then just dumps.
That's all right. We just got up from 120, what, like a month ago?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
So we might have a little chop, maybe just a week or two.
No. So actually, I heard a very interesting point made by someone on Twitter the other like when I was scrolling through one day, and that is if we look at the charts over the past few years, it seemingly looks like every 1st of November, like the coins just jump like 5%. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's accurate. I did look into it on Sol specifically, and it did look accurate on Solana.
Mario, you should have approval by now.
Yeah, I do. I see. Okay, yeah, it's on Edge. It only works on Edge. I should be ready to go. Okay, so what do we want to do with this?
I do like 20 soul on the Kira play we decided. Can you share your screen? I'm curious to see what it looks like.
Club. No, it's just a wallet like any other. Just give me a second.
So essentially, you've created another wallet inside of this multi-sig, which we can then use to transact.
Yeah, hold on. So you're seeing my screen now, yeah?
Yeah.
It's on Grasspool.
Yep.
Okay, so it should. This is Edge. Let me just refresh. Yeah, so this is it. It's basically a wallet extension, and you log in with that.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah,
Do you have unlimited access to all the funds now that we've approved this internal
no.
wallet?
Everything needs to be approved again.
Gotcha.
So it's Kira, yeah. This one. Which pool do you want to use? I think
probably
100. I would
yeah,
go for
1,
this one, to
2%.
be honest. Yeah, look at the volume. Like, let me just quickly go over that.
Price. I love the 255% in like so many cases.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my
I
favorite
also
pool.
do, but like, just look at the difference. There's like 8 times more volume going through the 2%, even though this one has less TVL. But yeah, they're actually pretty equal.
To be honest, 102% is definitely the go-to criteria for coins above, I'd say above 5 million.
I knew you were gonna say it, Yusuf. I knew you were gonna
I
say
don't know.
that.
It all depends on what you think the coin will do. If you think it will have a fast dump, then it's better to go for 255. But
Yeah,
in
it
any other
depends.
case, I think this one is great.
Yeah.
So what's the range again that we want to set up?
So we're at 2.6,
2.6. Okay.
quad
And then
2.6 to quad 1.4.
1.4. So this is the range, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 soul. How do you want to distribute it?
I would go 8
Just go
soul
bid
bid
ask.
ask,
Yeah,
12
just go
spot.
bid ask.
Okay.
Wait, you want to go 12 soul spot?
No, what I meant to say is like 8 spot 12 bid ask, because I really like having that short-term fee generation. But
Okay.
maybe like a 6 spot 14 bid ask might be the correct
Yeah,
one.
I think that's better in my opinion. But like personally, I'd probably go full bid ask. But I think but I do understand why you want to put 6 soul into a spot.
I it would be really interesting. We should actually run a test one time, because with doing full bid ask, you have much more potential gain, be it impermanent loss or impermanent gain. But I'm not sure if it would be offset by the increased fee generation. I think it's definitely specific to the coin and what price action does.
Yeah, it all depends. I think having a mix is pretty good.
Squads X is so cool. This is the first time like I've really interacted with the multi-sig like this.
It's pretty slow though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we were to try and use this for active LPing, it's probably not the right decision.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, that's very reasonable to think. I agree. But it might also just be because Solana is quite congested right now.
Yeah, do y'all know anything about what Solana is going to do to increase transaction speed and increase latency on the network? Because we're not
Yeah,
going to get fewer users in the next 6 months.
I agree. So there is a technology that is being built right now, called Fire Dancer.
Hmm.
I haven't really looked into it in depth, but I know that it is supposed to make this congestion, like to make it better, right? So, um, less congestion, faster transactions, and such.
No, I think the position size is too large. We need to contact squads to enable version transactions for us. I'm not sure if we can do that.
They won't
In
let
the
you do a position of
settings.
that size.
No, that's the error that actually that's what it says when I try to add liquidity. Hold on, let me refresh. I don't think it will go through this way. So let me just quickly show you. Can you see the approval?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Let me just copy this and paste it in the chat then. 1 second. Yeah, so this is the error that it gives.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's lame, squads. They're trying to keep us from getting the gains.
yeah, so this won't work.
Yeah, that's quite lame.
Do you wanna just send funds to our hot wallet and do it that way, or we also don't have to open this position. I think we've had
Sure. I mean,
a
let's do
pretty good
that.
session.
And do you want to set up a position on grass too? Like maybe do 20 sol on grass as well in a relatively like
I'm fine with
20%
it.
range.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
it.
I think that one could be something. It is slowing down a bit, but it's been ranging pretty steadily.
We should use the funds from the LP Jam like funding wallet versus the treasury wallet. Because
Okay,
I
I'm
wanna
not sure.
that's the
Do we
one.
have access to it? I'm not sure
Yeah,
if we do.
yeah. I set it up this morning. I know Yusuf
Okay.
and you, Mario, are both members. We only need 2 out of 8 threshold.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the address for the hot wallet in Discord. And then I'd like you guys to just let me know in Discord when you think I should close these. I'll try and monitor them, but like some external input because I have like so little experience with the position like grass for the Kira one. I'm really comfortable with that, but I don't LP launches as much as I know that the Goose King does.
I think you have to initiate the transaction.
Everyone, make sure you double check your wallet addresses before you send thousands of dollars worth of funds. Super important. So I'm gonna do 40 soul, so we can do 220 soul positions.
Oh wait, you added my other wallet. Okay, that's the reason. Yeah, that's my DLMM wallet.
All right, I created the transaction.
Okay. Yeah, I think it should be done.
It will be funny to see how the grass petition performs because it looks a bit volatile from before. So by the way, my laptop is going to get killed in a few minutes.
Oh, your laptop?
What?
I didn't hear what you said at first.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
that my laptop has like very few percentages left, so it's gonna shut down in a few minutes.
All right, let's go ahead. We'll open up these positions real quick, and then we'll probably call it for today. We can reevaluate later how they're going.
Yeah.
We'll do Kira first. So 100 bin step, 2%. 2.6 to 1.4. I have a feeling like this doesn't get to our range, but I don't want to jinx it. I'm actually like really interested. I'm gonna do some more research into this later. So I want to do 6 spot 14 bid ask. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah, make
Yeah,
sure to
sure.
refresh. You can actually use the button on the UI, Hayden.
Refresh price.
No, if you scroll up a bit. Yeah, you can see it like next to slippage. Next to it. There's a button next to it, yeah.
It's refresh. We have the funds in there.
Yeah, you can actually use that wallet to refresh the balance of your account. Like,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Look at that little tail down there. Someone has liquidity.
Yeah, that's quite weird, bro.
3 bars. That must
Like,
be like an old position that they just
yeah,
like
Yeah,
left.
bro,
probably
like
someone
dude,
who exited through bid ask or something like that.
it has 8K in each bin.
8K.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I think there's like 25K like across those 3 bins. That's a lot.
Someone
Okay, that's
printed.
great. That means if it comes to there, then it
That's
will
true, bro.
kind of
That's
get
true.
stopped.
That's true. Someone built a strong floor there. I'm
Okay,
actually gonna spot buy some and see how it does. If price goes down there, I'm actually gonna spot buy some.
oh dang. They have a 24K wall. There's probably more because I bet there's some more underneath
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Someone just put a fat wall there.
All right, so Kira's set up. Our our grass position's out of range right now. Mario, do you want to reset this?
Yeah, I would use the same pool, but just go full range to the left and see how it does.
Just full spot.
Ah, you can mix in like some bid ask as well. Those ranges are relatively tight, so
You want to go
maybe
a full 69 bins down or
yeah. This is a good range. Maybe go 25% bid ask and then 75 in spot.
one thing I know someone in the Discord mentioned it the other day, but I think it'd be really cool to be able to draw specific ranges and set.
Bro. I think the team is actually looking into something like this. Like
Yeah.
I was talking with one of the maturity team members the other day. He asked me whether if that would be relevant. Like to be able to make very specific curves, right? But to be honest, I think like the three ways we have right now, that is bid ask, spot, and curve. Like those three volatility strategies are usually enough, to design your curve.
I would like a parabolic function. I think that could be relevant for really aggressive positions where you're like trying
Oh
to
yeah,
really protect low range
what
capital.
like an
Um,
exponential one.
yeah. I also
Yeah,
one thing I know I'd like is I'd like to be able. So I'll show an example right now, but sometimes when I don't have the pool that I want, I need to do multiple positions. And so I would like to be able to do, like, say I add some in spot. I'd like to be able to also do a bid ask at the same time so that it's an even distribution over both pools versus doing the kind of like the sawtooth pattern that occurs when you do one spot and then
yeah,
two bid asks.
yeah. I agree.
But yeah, we're set up. So we've got, let's take a look at our positions we've opened so far. Everyone go on, don't actually do this, guys, but everyone go on Twitter and convince people to sell all their gear to us
Yeah, I think
for
that's a
a
good
low
idea.
price. I saw someone yesterday that was saying a KOL did that with a coin. He like flooded the coin so other people could get an entry. Van's
Bro.
crushing right now, dude. I mean, 46% isn't crazy, but like we have like 15 soul in this position. We're already at like half a soul in fees. And so this is just gonna chill. Hopefully we get down into this low range and we can flip it around.
I think 50%, like 46% is a very good metric. Like you got
It's not
like,
bad.
yeah, you're essentially covering a 60% price range. I think that like a 60% price range, and considering that, I think 50% per day is a very good metric.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad.
Yeah.
It's it's crazy how much these will protect against IL if you choose pools that are performing well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like I think if you're getting to a point where you're good at the LMMs, you should be winning 8 times out of 10. If not nine
Yeah,
times out of 10.
definitely.
I
Definitely.
I want to I want to do like a DLMM Olympics one day where we get like all the instructors and we see, because I know there's some people out there that are doing 95% profitability in their position. Like I bet there's some people who are like 95, 97% profitability. And
Mm.
I want to find you. I want to get you on the LP Jam, and I want to get you to teach us how to be better at DLMMing.
I think I'm above 90% recently.
Really.
Yeah, pretty consistent. But I got my LPs like as soon as I see like the coin is turning, the volume is going down. I got it, and like I do miss out sometimes. They do have a that second pump,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
yeah, but I'm not really. I'm missing out on potential profits, but
You're
I'm
not
kind of
losing.
securing my capital, and
Mm.
I'm not getting those losses. So the only thing you lose is potential profits, and you
Yeah,
don't lose any money. So I think that's a pretty good trade.
I agree.
But yeah, it's like 2 out of 10 times they pump up, and then 8 out of 10 times
To go
they
down.
just go straight down.
Yeah, I guess you can put it pretty simple, right? Like, it's not bad to lose out on profits, because if it was like, if we were very concerned about losing out on profits, we should literally just, like, there are coins out there, they're pumped like 10,000%, right?
Yo,
Um,
CT heard us, guys. Look at this. Look at this freaking triple
Oh
green
yeah.
dildo on WM. Yeah. They heard our call. They all heard us.
Nice. I agree though. That's why we market make. You know, if we wanted to hit that 10,000%, we just fucking buy the token.
yeah, exactly.
Mario, do you have a take profit level where like if you hit this percentage gain, you automatically take profit, or is it just dependent on market conditions?
It's mostly dependent on the volume.
Hmm.
If it's on a decline, if it's more than 20% per hour decline, you can. I do those metrics. I only track that. And if it hits 24% loss, that's where I cut all of my positions. But I
Hmm.
usually recently, like with these longer positions, you have a lot more time to make these decisions. And then I withdraw the liquidity, and then either wait for a few percent bump and then exit at minor profit, or take the zero. It's better taking the zero than letting your losses compound. So
Yeah.
you know but as I said, the only factor for me is volume and the trend of volume.
One thing that I would love to see is a tool that will track your ongoing profit and loss for a position, because you can obviously do it manually, but it would be really
You can
nice.
you can use LP for fun.
It'll
Wait,
show
let
the
me. Yeah, you can select your positions. Actually, you can demo it. It's a tool by Bug from LP Army. You input your wallet, and it shows all of your positions, and then you select which ones you want to track, and it shows you live PNL and how many fees you claim, where your liquidity is, and it's a pretty good tool.
Mario. Who's it that built this?
It's Bug.
So one thing that I want is I want LP replay tool. I want to be able to load TX and it will show all the relevant data from that LP, because I would love to incorporate into our LP jams a session where we review past LPs, and I think that would be a really relevant thing to do.
I'm not sure if there is a way to see how the liquidity was distributed. I know there is a way to see how many bins were used, but I'm not sure if you can see how much liquidity was in every bin. So on right here, you can click on that, and it will select the position. Click on anywhere, I think, or there, yeah. Or you can, on the bottom, you have select all, and you can click on view analytics, and it will show you everything for that position. And then you can keep the tab open and just refresh it and see how it's doing.
Nice. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know about this. Cool.
Yeah, no
So
worries. It's really good.
we're up 0.3% or 0.03%. So just a little baby profit.
Just a quick note on inverted pools, it seems to be a bit off. So if you're using inverted pools, just double check if the math is correct.
Someone in the question and answer said more on degen. I think maybe Mario, you guys can get the Gustavo to do a separate event where we just like get together during high volume times and LP into super degen stuff.
Yeah, it was planned, but then we got all of these AI launches, and everyone is just all the way in the LMMs, and those take quite a bit of time. So hopefully we can, when this meta slows down a bit, hopefully we can do a coin or two.
Nice. All right, so let's give the audience a second to chat. If anyone has anything they want to share, you're welcome to do so now. If you guys have more questions, you're also welcome to ask them. We'll probably hang out for another 10 or 15 minutes. It looks like we lost Yusuf. his poor battery finally died. It's everyone take a moment of silence for Yusuf's laptop battery. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. Let's see if anyone in chat has anything they want to say. Yo, Ishak, we'll bring you up for a second. Ishak has done an awesome job. I asked him to help with our raids, and he did an awesome job this past weekend organizing a pretty sweet team. And they did like, I think it was like 250 to 300 posts on this one KOL in like 2 hours. We just took over his comment section for like 2 or 3 hours. It was great. What's up, Ishak? How are you doing today?
What's up, Tom? How's your day?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for those kind words of encouragement. We are doing well because we have a good boss, someone who has a lot of experience and is guiding us well.
Thank you.
I will continue to live up to that.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. So I've been really impressed about how you've taken on responsibility and how you ran with it. I think you're doing a great job, and it's awesome because Ishak contacted me saying he wanted to get more involved. We kind of like chatted for a little bit about some ideas, and then he put together an entire group of people who really crushed it with the raid so far. And so like that's the kind of like philosophy and like mind space that we want to create, where if anyone like is really like ambitious and they have some ideas that they want to get involved, they want to test out, like contact any of us and we're going to do our best to promote it and to empower that. Not all of our ideas are good, and often we make mistakes, but we really want to create a space where people feel safe and comfortable testing new ideas, sharing their thoughts, and feeling like that, knowing that they're going to be supported if they want to help the LP Army and to promote themselves in this group that we're creating.
Oh yeah, so that's very interesting. Thank you. So over the last few weeks, I've been testing out one feature on Jupyter. That's the Jupyter lock. And there was a time you DM me, we were talking about areas of, you were asking if there are areas I can recommend, that some things that we can actually implement into the LP jam sessions. So I've been trying something out, and I see it as if the product is actually market fit, that this is the right time that we can test something like that out. I've tried it and it has worked for me. That feature is Jupyter Lock. So what I've been doing with Jupyter Lock is from the way I studied the market, especially with the AI meta, when you have a new launch, most of them go to at least 3 million market cap before they crash or something like that. So if they go to $3 million market cap, some goes to 10, some 20, and maybe we're looking at tokens like Genome, some even went as high as $100 million market cap. So I see an opportunity that even tokens that do pump, let's say, for example, a coin goes to $3 million market cap and it crashes down to maybe 300 to 500, give it a week, at most 7 days, as long as the team is still pushing, or if the token has already been taken over then you and goats being the leader of the narrative is still doing well, you will likely have a scenario whereby that token will pump again and set a new all-time high. That has happened with Shegen. Shegen at launch graduated from pump fund and moved all the way to $4 million market cap, has had its up and down, and then now yesterday it set an all-time high around $40 million market cap. So where I'm heading with this is that when you're LP, the tokens that you earn, you are ideally going to make SOL increase, and then you also make the token increase. So what I have been trying to do is, if I have seen that that token has a solid team, and if it's not been run by a team, it's been CTO'd, if the CTO team is good, I try to lock the tokens for 3 days or 7 days. So if I lock it for 3 days or 7 days, I don't even have the tokens to sell, and I've already made my profit in fees in Solana.
Yeah.
So if for any reason the token pumps and sets a new all-time high, I would have multiplied by 3 or 5 times that amount I have in the token. It has worked so many times. Let me cite an example. I know you LP'd Gmika. Gmika went to around $8 million, $10 million market cap, dumped all the way to 200 to 800K, and then something happened. Then all of them started pumping. It went back to $8 million market cap. So for someone who has LP'd into the token around $4 million, I think that's when you LP. I saw your post about it on Twitter. So locking that percentage, it will be a plus EV at the end of the day. Looking at Shegen, after all the up and downs, the saga between the AI and this guy that donated 100K and all, initially the rally was below $10 million market cap. Then things happened. Now it's sitting at $40 million market cap. And all this happened within the span of 7 days. So imagine you have some of the tokens locked at $4 million market cap. You would have, if it's $500, or let's just say it's $200. Sitting yesterday when it touched $400 million as the all-time high, you have 10x that amount. Unlike a situation whereby you just have the token in your wallet and it's multiplied by 2 and you want to take profit. So I've tried it with a couple of tokens, and it seems to me that this AI narrative, which might last longer, is a perfect avenue to try that out. So I just wanted to share it here. It has worked for me, and I'm using it. I've used it with Floyd AI, Shegen, Act on launch day went to $40 million market cap, dumped to way down around 7 million, then it rallied again up 70 million. You understand? So that's what I wanted to share. I don't know what you think about that.
I really like it, Ishak. I think one thing that I would like, what I might do to incorporate that is use the limit orders on Jupe, because I don't stay on my computer as much as some of you guys, and I know that like it'd be nice to have that automated limit order set up to like take profit if the bag pumps. But I actually think that's a really good idea, because there are a lot of times, especially if you're LPing that bottom range, where if you were to close your position at that very moment and sell the fees of the meme, you might earn some more money. But a lot of the times on these coins, you do see a secondary movement. And so like having the discipline and the patience to wait for a period of time, essentially delayed gratification. You know, it seems like it's working for you. So I think that's a really good idea.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so Mario's gone, Yusuf's gone, it's just me and you free. I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. If you guys haven't already, I'll repost the form, but would love to hear your thoughts. Always trying to get more feedback and incorporate new ideas into the jams. Thank you everyone for coming today. If you want to get involved with raids, we're gonna do a couple more of these throughout the week. Send Ishak a message. Ishak, can you share your Discord handle in chat? but everyone's welcome to get involved with raids. We're trying to get more like KOs and stuff involved in the jams. And otherwise, yeah, thanks again for coming. I think this has been an awesome session. And be sure to tune back in next week for round number 16 of the Meteor LP Jam. Ishak, I'll give you a second to put your, yeah, there's your Discord room. Yeah, so thanks again,
Oh
everyone.
yeah, it's perfect.
We'll see you all next week. Peace.
Yeah, see
Pizza
you on the
love.
Discord in the
Peace out.
meantime. Woo.